Thank you very much. Thank you for coming this evening. This is our regular session, September 13th of our Canfield Local School Board. Would everybody please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just so you know, they moved the flag on us into here. May I have roll call, please?
Mrs. DiCaprio, President.
Here.
Mr. Attway, Vice President. Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. Smallwood.
Here.
Mr. Wilkerson.
Here.
At this time, I will turn this session over to our superintendent, Mr. Knoll.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cap. We appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. Those of you here and those of you watching us online, we welcome you. Great start to the school year. Wanted to thank all of our staff, our students, parents, community members. I just put a plethora of pictures up here that we took over the first week or so, kind of highlighting all the great stuff going on. I'll be honest with you, for the first time in my career, I had to close school down due to no power, okay, in August, as you all know, which was a very interesting endeavor. And we have battled a little bit of the heat as well after Labor Day, but we made it through. So big thanks to everybody for getting us off to a good start. Speaking of great news, got this information a couple weeks ago. The U.S. News and World Report came out with the best high schools in Ohio. Canfield High School was number 47 out of over 1,000, which puts us in the top 5% in the state, which is awesome. Criteria in a nutshell, there were 6 different categories. It was about AP, how many of our high school kids take them, how many of our kids get a 3, 4, or 5, which is where you want to be, and then how many kids took multiple AP tests, how we did with state assessments across the board, and then the final piece was attendance rate and graduation. So a great way to go with our theme of positively Canfield right out of the gate. So great news. Some other great news to share. Our ADA compliant platform is finished out at the football stadium. I've seen folks there on Friday nights, on Wednesday nights for soccer, football, whatever it might be. So once again, I want to applaud the board for financing that project for us, but a great addition out in that facility. And some more great news. Our high school secure vestibule is complete. You can see our nice gal sitting behind the computers there. A great addition to this facility. You come in, you take a right, you get locked in right here. 90-some% of our people will never leave there, okay, because right behind her is a nice conference room if we need to use it. So a great addition when it comes to school safety. That project is complete as well. And as you remember, we used $100,000 of our safety grant money to help with the cost of that endeavor. Okay, so some cool events coming up across the district. This, as you know, one of my favorites, passionate about this. Next Thursday, out on the football field from 9:30 to 11:30, we'll be inviting all of our friends with special abilities across the county to come and participate in what we call a game day experience. We're going to have the football helmet out there. We're going to have the band. Our high school kids are going to come out. We're going to introduce every kid by name. They're going to run out there, have a great time. We have 6 different stations prepared with some different sports and what I call our typical peers. Our high school students are going to be out there leading those activities. It's open to the public, no cost. Obviously, if you have a child with special needs and they're participating in that, come on out and watch, but it's open to anybody. I'm not sure who benefits more from this day. I really don't. I don't know if it's the kids with special abilities or if it's the typical peer kids that get to participate in that, or if it's the superintendent. Because really that day you see smiles, you see happiness, you see things you don't always get a chance to do. And for me, it's a good reason on why I'm here. So great event coming up, so come out and join us if you can. Our annual PTA tailgate party will be next Friday, 5 to 6:30 here at the high school. Hot dogs, chips, water, bounce house, DJ, band, and cheerleaders. Yours truly is working the grill, complimentary hot dogs. So come and join us for that as well. Military First Responders Night is going to be next Friday, the 22nd as well. If you're military or if you're first responder, you get in for free. Just a little way for us to say we appreciate you. We're going to have a brief little ceremony at halftime. Just ask those folks to come down to the floor. If you're in the stands, we'll ask you to stand up. And we also are going to roll out our 2 schools, middle school and high school, that were Purple Star designated winners this past spring. And basically that award goes to schools that highlight, support, and make our military a priority. I'm very proud of this. This is one of my goals. When these 5 people hired me to my left, that I was going to bring this to Canfield, and it came to fruition. And just a public big thanks to Mr. Campbell, who sat on that committee and helped get that those 2 designations here in Canfield. So join us at that football game as well. I want to spend the rest of my time tonight talking about our bond issue. And our messaging is our school building improvement project. So I'm going to work my way through some slides here tonight. So basically when this committee got together, they said, okay, here's what we heard, here's what we need to do. You spoke, we listened, is the theme. You remember when our levy failed, okay, back in May, 2 big issues: campus, where it was at, and cost. So in January, we hit the ground running. We had a community group come in. We've had 60+ individuals come, 11 meetings to get to the plan that the committee brought to the board and that the board approved. And that plan, in a nutshell, is right here. New middle school to be constructed on the current middle school site, a consolidated elementary to come to fruition at the Hilltop site, and then renovations here at the high school. 3 bullet points with this committee, this school building improvement project theme. We're worried about safety, security, and access. We have a lot of places to get in. We have old doors, windows. Back in the day, to be honest with you, security wasn't really as important, and buildings weren't built for that as they are today. And the other reality is our buildings are not ADA compliant in all ways, shapes, and form. That will change with new facilities. Obviously, our buildings are getting older. More work, more time, more cost to update them, repair. And the biggest thing to me, and this is what a lot of folks don't get a chance to see, what a new building is going to do for teaching and learning in our classrooms. If you've been in our buildings, which most of you have, it's quote old school type of classrooms. You have rows and lines and desks and chairs. That's not what education is about today. Okay, that will change with new facilities, and I'll give you some examples of that. As you know, we had a lot of meetings. We talked about the issues of both the buildings. Middle school's there to our left. Everybody knows what's going on there. I mean, you've got a 100-year-old to start, plus some additions over the years. You know, we have roofing issues. We don't have that whole building air conditioned. A lot of things going on there with the elementary schools. Sadly, we have the haves and have-nots. You know, we have one elementary building, as you know, that's not fully air conditioned as the other. Our classrooms in square feet are small. The other issue is, which is important to yours truly, our class sizes are not the same across the district. When we get under one roof, that will change. That will be a game changer for us. So I wanted to share this story from you. This is one of my middle school teachers, Ms. Otero, and sadly she had a situation a couple years ago in her classroom where, due to the ceiling and water getting in there, the tiles collapsed on the floor. And we had to move her out of there, obviously. Her thanks, I guess, at the end of the day was there weren't any kids in there at the time. But sadly, you know, she reflected on this, and I asked her if she minded if I shared it with her, and it was tough. I mean, not having her room, the kids being, you know, kind of moved out of there for that time period was hard as well. This is just one of the stories that we have, but she was kind enough to let me put her picture up there and talk about her experiences in that middle school. Last couple months, I've been talking about money, as I should. Millage, how much it's going to cost, a $100,000 homeowner, all that. Tonight, I want to talk about what are you going to get? What are you going to get with those dollars? Okay, if we're putting $104.9 million out there, what's this going to look like? And this is good stuff. This is exciting. This is the stuff I want to share with you tonight. For the first time, I'm going to show you a possible rendering of a K-4 elementary building. And there you have it. Once again, a rendering means not 100% accurate. Okay, this isn't what we're going to have for sure. Okay, when the bond issue passes, then we start having these conversations. But I want to share this with you. Okay, what it might look like. Colorful, I see a lot of windows, which means we have light. Just a real neat, inviting environment. So that is a possibility for a new K-4 building. This could be our new middle school. Here's a nice rendering there of what that could look like. Same thing, color, lights, windows, aesthetically pleasing. And just for the record, I don't know if I've addressed this question, but the front entrance will still be facing the Wadsworth Road when this whole project's said and done, okay? That's still the plan, that the front entrance is going to be on Wadsworth. Now, after some discussion, more that might change, but that's going into that. That's what our architects are looking at. But a really cool rendering of what that middle school could be. At the end of the day, it's all about school safety. You guys have heard me preach that since I've arrived in Canfield. And one thing with new facilities that we're going to get is the best money can put together when it comes to school safety. That secure vestibule you see there is #1 priority, okay? Just like we were able to construct here at the high school, we're going to see that in our new elementary and middle school, along with better cameras, door systems, fire suppression. Everybody knows what that means, right? Okay? Don't have any of those in our buildings, okay, but we will in these new ones. New and improved fire alarms, PA systems, HVAC, which means we'll have heating and cooling in all of our buildings. And as Mr. Vittle pointed out today, it's also about air quality. We're going to have air movement, as you should, which is important. And the other piece of the puzzle a lot of folks don't think about is bus traffic and parent drop-off and pickup. Those are crucial. And as some of you know, if your parents come in before or after school, you know, it's congested. But one of the nice things that moving forward is we'll be able to work on that and get the best we can. Here's what some classrooms could look like. On your left there, I've talked about flexible classrooms and what that looks like. Kids on the floor, on carpets, up in chairs, all this stuff can move. You can see the colors of the wall. You can see the lighting on the right-hand side. That's probably like a library with an area where you could have instruction. And this is what's really cool to me. These are hallways when the bell rings. But when the bells are done, you're not wasting space in hallways anymore. All these flexible learning areas are out there, and it's really neat. If you've had a chance to walk through new facilities, you've seen this in action. And it's not only good for our students, but we can also have teachers collaborating and using these areas as well. It's not just halls as you see now with lockers on both sides. Those days are going to be gone. This is what you're going to have, okay? I think our elementary is 113,000 square feet. We don't waste square feet when you build new buildings. This is what you're going to see, examples like that. Here's just another big space of collaboration where you've got kids coming and going and all kinds of cool things there. Another big thing is going to be new and improved furniture. Like I said, things that move. Everything's on wheels, just all kinds of real cool, flexible seating opportunities. Technology. Now, our project doesn't necessarily buy the stuff, but it gets you all the backbone, all the stuff you need behind the scenes to have top-line technology moving forward. Now, we've done what we can in our buildings, but new facilities are going to give us a lot more opportunities. A new elementary school comes with what they call a cafetorium. By day, we eat, and by night, we sing and dance and have plays and musicals. Really cool type of space here at the elementary school. That's your cafetoriums, to give you a quick look at that. As you remember, we talked about buying or paying for a second gym at the middle school. It's now part of the OFCC project, okay, but our committee thought, hey, that was important for Canfield to have that gym. Now, once again, that's not the gym, it's just a picture, but that is part of the project moving forward, is a second gym in that middle school. You know, since I've arrived in Canfield, I've been big on STEM education, and we put our money where our mouth is. We have 2 STEM teachers at the elementary school, and they are rocking and rolling. We will have a STEM room in this new elementary building for sure. Now, I mentioned 113,000 square feet. Our people might say, we need 2, and so be it. That's a decision that we can make as administrators, as teachers, as community members, when we all sit together and start planning. But really excited about what this could look like moving forward for STEM education in the district. Another thing, you know, I'm passionate about, just because I have a son with special abilities, is ADA compliance. Like I said earlier, we're not where we need to be in this district. We've done what we can, but new buildings will be ADA compliant. Bathrooms, sinks, counter space even, all those types of things will be ADA compliant, which to me is a game changer. I'm big on, hey, learning doesn't just happen inside that classroom, it could happen outside. We have an opportunity to put together some cool outdoor learning spaces with these building projects. Could be something like this as well, where you actually have a seating area outside where you can congregate and have class. So at the end of the day, when this committee sat down and they tried to come up with a master plan that met the needs of our facilities, new K-4 elementary, new middle school, select high school renovations here. Just to talk briefly about the high school, you can see new roof, work on the drainage problem we have out there, windows and lighting, hopefully, and fixing some of our foundation issues here at the high school. So at the end of the day, the committee believes they have checked all three of those boxes off, okay, which is exciting. I know not everybody loves everything about the plan, but it came through for the committee. The board blessed it. We feel good that we're going to have a modern, safe environment moving forward. We believe with the new structures and systems, we're hoping to get a lot of years out of it, okay? And then the final thing is, what I'm big on, this collaborative spaces, being able to see and do teaching and learning like we've never done here in Canfield moving forward. So next steps, real quick. I would like to hold a community informational meeting. Probably going to be here. I'd like to do it in early October. It would be kind of like a panel. It'd be myself, the treasurer, probably one of our architects from TDA to come in and answer any questions our community might have. So as soon as we can lock in some dates, I need to coordinate that with the board, to be honest with you. We'll get a date on the books here and have that meeting and go from there. So appreciate your time and attention. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Knoll, much appreciated. I just wanted to quickly input that we do have reports from our buildings, our building principals, and I just want to say that I've read through these, and while we have had a crazy first of the year, I mean, we did have no school due to power outage, which is a first, and believe me, I worked that day, so I know what that one was like. As far as our schools, though, everybody seems to be on board. I wanted to offer our thanks and good luck to Officer Soroka. He's our new policeman that is floating between our two elementary schools, and I heard he's doing a phenomenal job. As far as our C.H. Campbell, always on task. Looks like everybody's doing well. Looking forward to some of the events coming up. The same with our middle school and our high school. We have many, many accolades already for our spring athletics and our AP scholars. And I believe we can, these are posted on or can be posted on each individual website. So
They'll be on my Tuesdays coming up too.
there we go, Tuesdays with Mr. Knoll. So check it out, homecoming week. Can't believe it's already here. Seems like we just started school, which I think we did. But we have a National Merit Scholar finalist in Anna Kearns, so I'd like to congratulate her. That's phenomenal. Our boys and girls golf team are AAC champions, as well as our soccer and tennis teams. Girls tennis teams are undefeated. So that's just a little bit of what we've done in this beginning of the year, and I want to say congratulations to our students and our staff and our coaches for doing a phenomenal job so far. Can't wait to see what the rest of the semester brings. Okay, so with that, may I have a presentation of our minutes, which we have already looked through, made changes to, finalized. So may I have a motion to approve those minutes from August 9th, please?
So moved. Wilkerson.
Second, Smallwood.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes. Turning this over to Patty Prince for our financial.
Gonna postpone those till next meeting?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you very much. Moving on to public comment. I know our book got out a little late. I have 2 signups. I have Marie Moore and Gary Niddle. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak? Okay, then I will call up Marie Moore, please. And if you would just please state your name and address into the microphone.
My name's Marie Moore. My address is 541 Sawmill Run, Canfield, Ohio. I am a potential host family for a foreign exchange student. Her name is Carlota. And at this point, we are just waiting for school approval from Canfield Schools to have her enrolled in 10th grade to begin school.
Can I, are you done? I didn't
Yes.
interrupt you.
Oh, okay.
We haven't received that information yet by email. My secretary asked me the other day, we have not received that.
Okay,
Dr. Potts is good to go, I've already talked to him, but we
Okay.
haven't received any of the information we need.
From the agency?
Correct,
Okay, I will reach out to them
Please.
then and let them know.
that'd be great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thanks so much. Much appreciated. Gary Niddle? Mr. Niddle, just your name and address.
Sure. Gary Niddle, 30 Laurel Hills Lane, Canfield, Ohio. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, please.
I'm here for a couple of reasons, but one in particular is our baseball situation. I know Mr. Knoll, we've talked about some things that we tried to do with Mr. Cochran while he was still here. And one of our situations that we have dealt with the last couple of years, really since COVID, is our outfield situation has been underwater. And I know, Tracy, you got to walk it, and I brought some people with us, and you got to see firsthand what we've kind of dealt with. 2 years ago, we only had 3 home games out of the 27 that we played, and then last year we only got 6 in. And at the end of the year, when I had my end of the year with Mr. Cochran, it was discussed, what can we do? Because we've used Scene Park in the past, and he said, well, that's off the table. And at that point, we've been a very proud organization. 2 years ago, we were the, team of Ohio that we're very thankful for. We have 14 kids right now still playing college baseball, which, is amazing. And it's something we take pride in. And one of the things that we have concerns about is some of those younger kids, the freshmen and sophomores, they're just not getting games in, and they're starting to get frustrated, and the parents are getting frustrated. And we have one field, and we're limited to that one field. And so we started to explore some options and looking into turf and other things. Well, to make this short and sweet, that kind of fell through at the moment. But what we did get in the last couple weeks is Jason Paris, who's a resident here of Canfield, has agreed in kind to excavate both the baseball and the softball fields for free. So I just wanted to come here to get the blessing of the board that is something that we can do to try to get the drainage situation taken care of. And I spoke with him today. He's actually at the soccer game with his daughter, but he was gonna try to make it. But that's kind of where I thought it was gonna be something on the board. I talked to Mr. Cooper about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Coach, so let me just kind
And
of tell
so
you.
that's why I just wanted to put
Yeah, that's
that.
fine. What I told Mr. Cooper to articulate to you is, you need to sit down with me. Because
Okay.
I don't want to speak for the board, but I know that they're passionate about this issue as well.
Right.
But the big thing we need is, I need to be involved in some of the decisions that go on with that. And I think in the past, that just hasn't happened.
Okay.
So what I need you guys to do, and you can meet with me and Mr. Cooper, and I'm sorry that didn't get articulated to you, is come in and sit down with me and let's go over the plan.
Perfect.
And let's go over the costs. Let's take a look at what all that's going to be. I'm not a business supervisor
Right.
per se, but I just want to be able to understand the project and articulate to the board and say, hey, this is what the plan is. Are we good moving forward?
Okay.
So as soon as you guys can rally up and come and see me and Coop, let's do it.
We'll be available
Okay.
ASAP whenever
Okay.
you're free.
That sounds
We'll
good.
make it happen.
Yep.
That's all I had.
Okay,
Thank
bud.
you very much.
Yep.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who didn't get a chance to? No? Okay, then. We are done with public comments. Okay. Moving on to new business.
Personnel, all right. We've got a lengthy list here, so we'll do our consent agenda. So I'd like to recommend the hiring of Cassandra Beckish as the middle school intervention tutor, 184 days a year, 7 hours a day, at $27.87 an hour, effective for the 23-24 school year. Also, Alexis Crowgy as our Hilltop, effective September 5th, 2023, as our daily sub at $120 a day. Continued on with our classified Milton Gonzalez Jr. as our high school custodian, effective August 15th of 23, 8 hours a day at $17.90 per hour. Danielle Jenkins, Hilltop Special Needs Aide, effective September the 5th of 2023, 3.75 hours a day at $15.77 an hour. And Connie Frenger, Hilltop Special Needs Aide, effective September 11, 2023, 3.75 hours a day at $15.77 an hour as well. Michael Burke, Hilltop Special Needs Aide, effective date pending a background check at 3.75 hours per day at $15.77 an hour. And Sandra Sanato, Hilltop Special Needs Aide, effective date pending with the background check as well, 3.75 hours a day at $15.77 per hour. And Richard Fanzo here at the high school, our night custodian, effective September 25th of 23, 8 hours a day, $17.90 per hour. Melissa Savanich, Hilltop lunchroom aide, effective September 18th of 23, 2.5 hours a day at $15.77 an hour. And Megan Ball, transportation aide, effective September 14th of 23, around 5 hours a day at $15.77 per hour. Those were all in exhibit number 3. Under resignation, classified, we have Jamie Gossett, high school custodian, effective August 11th of 23. And we'd like to amend Donna Dahman's retirement date from August 7th to September 1 of 2023. We have Lori Pitzer, our Hilltop Special Needs Aide, effective August 25th of 23. And finally, Jessica Toot, Hilltop Lunchroom Aide, effective September 15th of 23. And those were all exhibit number 4. I am going to reassign Shirley Griffin from the high school custodian to high school head custodian at $21.45 an hour, effective on August 22nd. And some extracurricular resignations. We have Kathleen Antel, our art club advisor, effective for this school year. And Kyle O'Donnell, pep band, which was a halftime supplemental, effective for this school year as well. Both of those were exhibit number 5. Person classified subs, Mary Rose Morley, a substitute transportation aide. And some hiring to be reimbursed by the boosters. We have John Vaneski, a band paraprofessional at $15 an hour. And then letter I, we have the hiring of those extracurricular positions in exhibit number 7. So all those individuals as presented.
Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. So, based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to approve our hirings for personnel licensed or licensed daily substitutes, our hirings classified, our resignations, our transfers reassigned, our resignations for extracurricular, approval of our classified substitutes, hiring of our paraprofessional, and our hiring of our extracurriculars.
So moved, Campbell.
Second, Smallwood.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes.
I'd like to recommend approving the list of parent district support organizations for the 23-24 school year as per policy 9211, pending completions of all their forms, hopefully by September 30th of 2023. All those different groups as presented.
Based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to approve our parent district support organizations, AKA boosters clubs, as listed?
So moved, Wilkerson.
Second.
Any discussion?
I had a question.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes, just curious, did all these organizations, file all the financial information and applications and stuff that we usually have them do? With the
Mr.
school?
Treasurer, is everybody in? I would say probably
All the
not yet.
Yeah, all the athletic
Yeah.
booster clubs are in. There are a couple academic that we're waiting on.
Okay.
Thank you.
You good, Mr. Smallwood?
I am.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend amending resolution number 24-2024, declaring transportation impractical for the students that were listed in exhibit number 8.
Based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to amend our resolution 24-2024, declaring transportation impractical for students as listed in exhibit 8?
So moved, Campbell.
Second, Smallwood?
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes, all right. I'd also like to recommend approval of some of our overnight out-of-state field trips. In exhibit number 9, we have our varsity softball team going to North Myrtle Beach, March 31st to 24th through April 5th. Participate in games, provide transportation and lodging are covered by an outside organization, and our choir traveling to Gatlinburg, Tennessee on April the 25th through April the 28th. Participate in competition, providing transportation and lodging are covered by an outside organization as well. Those are exhibit number 9.
May I have a motion to approve our 2 overnight out-of-state field trips, one for the varsity softball team and one for our choir?
So moved, Campbell.
Second, Wilkerson.
Discussion? I have a couple questions. Choir, is that during school time?
Let me take a quick peek here. I know it's not over spring break.
Yes, not over spring break.
No, so April 25th.
Now, is it 25th through the 28th? It says here 15th through the 28th.
It was corrected to
I
the 25th.
think we had a wrong number there.
Okay, so it should be 25th through the
Yeah.
20th.
So April 25th, that's okay, is a Thursday.
Okay,
So it looks like Thursday, Friday, and then
okay.
back by Monday.
okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right, okay, any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend the approval of the safety officer and school resource officer agreements with the city of Canfield. Those are in exhibit number 10.
Based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to approve our SRO agreement with the city of Canfield?
So moved, Smallwood?
Second, Campbell.
Any discussion?
And Mr. Knoll?
Yes, sir.
Getting a lot of positive feedback on the new SO?
Yes.
Great.
Mr. Rooker's doing an outstanding job.
Awesome. He's
Yep.
going between,
He's like the wind.
He's
You
like
never
the
know
wind.
where he's going
All
to be.
right. Nice.
Between them 2 elementaries. Yes, sir.
beautiful.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, Mr. Knoll, can
Yeah.
you just designate difference between an SO and SRO?
Sure. So a school resource officer comes with a lot of training, a lot of background in order to get that endorsement. And when I talked to the chief, my thought was we just needed somebody that we could get here to Canfield. So we didn't need all those credentials, even though our safety officer is a former SRO. So we got a little more than what we kind of bargained for, which is a good thing for the school district.
Perfect, thank you so much. Just wanted to clarify. Roll call, please.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes.
And speaking of September, the treasurer would like to talk to you all about a special board meeting. So, Ms. Treasurer, you want to take over from here?
Yes, I'd like to request a special board meeting on Friday, the 29th at noon to adopt appropriations for the 23-24 school year. And prior to that, a finance committee meeting to go over those in detail. But since one of our finance committee members isn't here this evening, I'll try to arrange that at a later date.
Well, that date works for me.
Is that okay for you?
Yep.
Friday at lunchtime? Anybody else?
The 29th
Good.
at lunchtime is good for me.
Pull some strings with my boss.
I got you covered. Take care of that.
Mr. Wilkerson, you good?
Well,
That would be a no.
I'm gonna be in Austin the night before, and my flight lands after midnight, so as long as nothing happens.
Okay, we'll see you there. So this sounds good.
You're in? Okay.
Do we need to? No, that's
No,
just a thing.
no,
Okay.
yeah, we'll just
All
get
right,
that on the
so
calendar.
we're looking, okay. All right, just pop it on your calendars and we'll go from there and we'll talk to Mr. Atway.
Okay.
Okay, donations. Do you want to read it? Oh, sure. I got this. Okay, so, that is not donations. No, I can't, because I don't have them, I'm sorry. I printed the wrong sheet.
Okay.
Mr. Treasurer, you have them?
I'll read them.
All right.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Okay, these donations are all for the CVMS Playground Beautification Project. Lorraine and Michael Stanfar, $100. Joseph Pulaski, $100. Jeremy and Tiffany Smith, $250. Biondillo Family, $250. MSS Management Group, $1,000. Boys Basketball Boosters, $1,000. Brian and Shauna Larway, $1,000. Canfield Gridiron Club, $100, and it's for a buddy bench in memory of Fatty Shimon. The Rubin family, $500. A1 Storage, $100. Gary and Jennifer Coleman, $100. Brian and Alyssa Gaps, $100. Canfield PTA, $3,500. Jared and Christina Bunovich, $500. Kevin Dill, $250. Canfield Athletic Boosters, $1,000. Lane Family Funeral Homes, Canfield Chapel, $500. Sherman Creative Promotions, $500. Cassie Mosier-Olds, $150. Tori Sheena, $100. RGG Lawn Care and Landscape Services, they provided landscape services. Baird's Tree Service provided tree trimming and mulch. Whitman Family and Sean Novotny provided the Big Rock. And Alex and Mandalora provided blacktop sealer and labor for the basketball courts. Then we also had a donation, the Italian Heritage Foundation, $1,000 to the Italian Club. And we had Robert Sen Studio donate ID cards. And is that everything? Oh, Mike Merritt and Jim Harmon, $550 to the middle school principals fund. I think that's everything.
That's it.
Total for the month, $12,650.
I found it, thank you. Okay,
We do need a motion to approve those.
absolutely. May I have a motion to approve our donations as presented by Ms. Prince?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I gotta say, this is phenomenal for our beautification project. This was a off-the-ground and running project, so pretty proud of that. Anybody else?
Thank you to everybody that was involved in that. It's a great project.
Absolutely, absolutely. May I have roll call, please?
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Smallwood?
Yes.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes. I believe there are no other items on our agenda. May I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Smallwood, and this meeting is adjourned. Wow. Thank you all for attending. If you have any questions, we'll be here for a few minutes. Thank you.